What's up, all in Media Squad? It's your boy Cookie back at you with another update in the KINGVON case. This one is going to be about how DURK, VON, AABHELLABANDZ, and THFBAYZOO all had this case together where a shooting at the Varsity happened where this man got shot and allegedly was robbed of $30,000 and some other objects were taken from him, which made the value over $30,000. So this whole case to me is just weird. You know, Vaughn knew something was up with this when he started reading the papers. You know, he knew that right off the bat. But you're gonna hear what happened, the court case proceeding, well, the first court case proceeding, and then what DURK had to say about it, and I will get back to you right after.
Police say a man was shot outside the Varsity, shutting down a busy street for hours. You can see the evidence markers outside the Midtown Atlanta restaurant. Now police are poring over video to find this shooter.
All right. As it respects cases before the court and defendant DURKBANKS 19 CP 183973. This court finds probable cause for criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. As it relates to 19 CP 183693 involving defendant DAYVON BENNETT, the court finds probable cause for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, participation in a criminal street gang activity, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and criminal attempt to commit murder. The court notes that, and as everyone is aware here, the standard here is a probable cause standard, which is a far lower standard than the standard beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the jury trial standard. And as it relates to the charge of participation in criminal street gang activity, as to both of these defendants and both of these indictments, I do believe that the state has hurdled over that particular burden. I think they've met probable cause and they've been able to surpass probable cause. I do believe that the state has more work to do as it relates to that particular charge in these indictments in reaching a beyond a reasonable doubt standard. And I'm sure that the state is working to continue to investigate and will make whatever decisions they deem appropriate to make that particular burden at the appropriate juncture.
Now, I know you're from Chicago. I know you probably know gang members, even if you're not anyway. This is your freedom at stake. This is your decision to make. And as a side note, a note the judge that just gave you bond is actually a Packer fan. So.
You're about to surrender as we speak.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I have nothing to add. Like, I have nothing to run from.
You are crazy. A rapper's ride. Soon after we spoke, DURKBANKS, a.k.a. the performer Lil Durk, emerged from his lawyer's space and headed toward an SUV. Soon after that, he stepped out in front of the Fulton County Jail. One of his lawyers says he was swiftly taken into custody there, having swiftly flown back to Atlanta after he found out he was wanted.
We found out we had a warrant. He actually on tour. Once I heard, I immediately came back.
He's willing to turn himself in and take care of what he needs to take care of.
We immediately canceled the tour.
He's got a multi-million-dollar salary music career going.
Did you do it? Did you shoot this man? Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
No.
Banks indicated his lawyer told him not to discuss the specific facts of the case, but he confirmed what his attorney Manny Aurora said, that as a youth, Banks was drawn into the gang life that surrounded him in Chicago, but that's not who he is today.
I had a bad background, just growing up as a child. My father being incarcerated for 25 years, 26 years. So I had a rough past, but like me moving to Atlanta, I just thought that just changed my whole identity of thinking.
Alright, so basically what allegedly happened was the Alex Witherspoon was the man that this happened to. He is the victim in this. Now he is saying allegedly that Dirk and Von and all those guys robbed him and took, you know, his chains and some money from him, and, you know, he got shot in the leg. But there's a problem with that. 4 people cannot shoot you one time in the leg. You know what I'm saying? I believe he only was hit once. If don't quote me on that, but I believe it was just one time. Now, after that, you know, they had the case and such. You know, Von was not happy at all. You know, he finally saw Dirk's true colors showing when he was sitting right next to him. First of all, Dirk was leaning back and forth in his chair so that he did not make eye contact with Von whatsoever. You know, that's number one. That's my problem. He did not even look at Von. I know they're not supposed to talk to each other, but that's outside of the court. In the court, you know, they're supposed to be able to defend themselves, unless one of them is, you know, cooperating. But that's another one. This one is just, this is the part 1 to it. There's going to be more to it. This is just a court case. Now, you know, Von was going through this paperwork, and he noticed something was going on the second he started reading this. You know, he was looking around, and then just, you know, he just thought this was bullshit. And then he's telling Dirk, like, don't talk, man. You know, we're in trial right now. Don't talk. And I don't know what he was saying to his lawyer, Nicole Mormon. She will be in part 2 as well. But it was like this, he was looking at his lawyer, and then the second Von said something, his facial expression said it all. You know, he was like, shit, did he hear what I just said? But I don't know, this whole court situation with these guys, there's just something off about it. I'm not sure what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something off. But and then another one is Dirk basically said, you know, I didn't do it. You know, he should not have done this interview in the first place. You know, his lawyer should have said, do not say anything. You know, people can talk themselves into crimes that they didn't even do, and then they have to take a deal in order to get out of it. Like, this whole system in this country is fucked up. But basically, Dirk said that he had nothing to do with it, that he was innocent. So if they're saying that Dirk's arm was hanging out the window shooting, and Dirk is saying that that was not him shooting, and the only other person we see in this court is Von, might I say they were saying his name wrong the whole time and writing it up. They call him Devontae, which that's not even his name. But Dirk said it wasn't him, so who else is he implying that it was? There's no one else in that room but Von and him at this moment. I know there's 2 others in this case, but at this time it was just those 2. So who is he saying did it? And I have no idea, man. This case you're gonna go down so many rabbit holes with this whole case. It's crazy, but like I said, this is just a little update. There will be a part 2 to this, so we can see all the key players in this. As always, it's your boy Cookie with All In Media. It's all in or nothing. I'm out. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.